Well, hello everyone. Thanks for joining me and Spike on another easy camping adventure. And look where we are. We're in the rocky deserts of central Washington. Man, I've been wanting to get back here. I'm so excited to finally be here. So I've gone ahead and shifted into four-wheel low range. You really have to do that out here because the road's so rocky and bumpy that you can't go fast. And a lot of times you need the compression braking of first gear, you know, four-wheel low range. So my plan today is actually to camp up here on top of this ridge. Normally it's way too windy. Ellensburg oftentimes is windy, and up here on the ridge, always windy. Today, it's not windy. It's just, you know, blowing maybe 7 miles an hour is what it's predicted to be. So I can just stay up here all day. I'm going to camp up here. Normally I wouldn't because I'd use a tent in the past, but I told myself now that I have a bed in Spike, I don't care if the wind's blowing 60 miles an hour. I'm going to camp up here. Well, look at that, we made it. There's the top of the ridge. There's the road we came up. You can see it over there. Little town of Ellensburg, Mount Stewart. But none of that is where we're going. We're heading east. Up this road, I can see there's no tracks on it since it rained a couple days ago. It goes out up over this hill, and then it keeps going over hills and eventually gets way over there near those towers. So I think I'll pull in here on top of this first mountain and have lunch. We used to have towers up here, that's what these concrete slabs are, but it's a great view. Great spot for lunch. One thing that's really cool is I haven't seen anyone out here all day. I'm pretty sure that this entire desert is my playground, at least for the afternoon and evening. I suspect tomorrow there'll be half dozen more people out here, but there's so many roads and so many places to go that I probably won't even see but one person tomorrow. Well, made it to Cactus Mountain. I was thinking I might camp here, but now I'm thinking maybe not. In fact, probably not. Not because of anything wrong with this area, but because this area is spectacular, but there's another area that I'm sure at the end of the road is going to be even better. Oh, hold on. Steep descent, full flaps. So one of the things that I really like about driving on these old roads out here is, you know, there's obviously a lot of solitude. Obviously you can see all around and there's no one. The other thing I really like about it is that there's nothing going on out here. You know, there's not a Starbucks or a 7-Eleven. There's nothing. It's just the desert. So when you come out here, it's a real genuine experience. It's the actual sage desert, and you have all this solitude. this is where I'm going to camp. Spectacular spot. Let's get out and check it out. It's the Yakima River down there. Well, I'm just here kicking back in my chair, and amazingly the wind has really died down. And the reason that's so amazing is because it's always so windy up here. It's actually quite comfortable right now. This is probably the first time in all my 36 visits where I wasn't getting blown off the mountain. Like doing when I'm out camping somewhere and I've got this vast area to myself, whether it's a forest or a desert or whatever, is I like to get out and drive. I like to go see what lies around me. I just like passing through the environment, whatever it is. Another reason for doing it is it's 71 degrees outside, which is kind of warm. Gives me an opportunity to sit in Spike and run the AC. Well, I ended up driving back here to the top of Cactus Mountain. There's still wildflowers up here. It's a nice view looking back toward Ellensburg. It's a nice cool evening. The wind has sort of died down. I'm going to hang out here for a while and decide, you know, exactly where I'm going to camp. I could just leave Spike exactly where he's parked and just camp there. I still haven't seen a single person out here. I can't believe I have this whole place all to myself. The air is so sweet out here. The sage. There's at least 2 types of sages, and whenever I come over I always pick a few little leaves. I love to crush them in my fingers and smell them. Ah, the air is so sweet here. So for dinner tonight I went into Ellensburg before I came out here, and I stopped at a Chinese takeout and I picked up some General Tso's chicken. I set up my fireplace here with a little wind block behind the table. Got my chair set up there on the road. I don't think anyone's going to come along, and this way I'm not trampling the grass or the plants or anything. So I've got my cooking pot here, put a little water in it. I'm going to take my takeout here. Ooh, that looks good. Okay, alrighty then, got it loaded up. Time to put it on the fire. I'm going to take that egg roll and wrap it up in aluminum foil. Pretty bold. Parked in the middle of the road. Cooking dinner. Got my chair set up. Well, I think dinner is about ready. Well, I'm going to turn my chair here a little. I think instead of facing the direction that it is, I'm going to whip it around 180 degrees and just look this direction. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to eat it right out of the pot because it's easier to hold. Well, I've been sitting here in Spike. It's a little chilly to sit outside, so I've been in Spike watching the sunset and just enjoying the entire light show for this evening. It's 9:59, it's 10 o'clock. That's kind of late for me, but I feel wide awake. And that's excellent because that means I have time to go for a night drive. So I'm going to do that now. Then I'll come back here and set up camp. I always love night drives. Back to camp. Looks pretty good. Enough. Well, that was a fun little nighttime drive we went on. Had to kind of cut it short though. There were all these birds hanging out like I was in the middle of the road. So I didn't want to disturb them. I think they're all asleep. So I came back. But it's been really nice just sitting here looking at the lights of Ellensburg off to the north and to Yakima off to the south. But it is almost 11 o'clock. I can't believe it. I was wide awake at 10, but I'm all spent now. So I'm going to go ahead and crawl into Spike, and well, I'm already in Spike. I'm going to crawl into the back here and hop in bed. Call it a day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Well, good morning. It's about 6 a.m. and what a quiet morning. Wow, the whole world's still asleep. Not even too early for the bugs yet. Well, that was a very comfy night's sleep. Probably take me less than 5 minutes to load that in Spike. Oh, I can smell the sage. I can hear some sage hens over the side here. I don't know if the GoPro picked that up. They're always down there, always somewhere talking to themselves. I always like to hear them. Almost never see them, they're down in the grass. But you know what? I guess it's time for me to go. I guess another trip has come to an end. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. Always appreciate it when you're there. Hope to see you next time too. Till then, you've been easy camping with Dan Dog and Spike.